we heard this, and guess what? Everything we heard was wrong. What am I talking about? He bet on himself. He bet on himself. He bet on himself. Lamar Jackson bet on himself, and he failed. Utter failure. He failed. This is the second consecutive season he's played 12 games. Okay, so that's 24 games played out of 37 or 34. That is not good. Okay, that is something that's acceptable if you're a high-level running back. It's not acceptable if you're a quarterback. It's just not. He hurt his knee, and he's not starting this week. He's not playing this week. It doesn't sound like he's got a second-grade PCL strain of his knee. Okay, it's almost a third, grade 3. They'd have to make like the Super Bowl for him to play again, apparently. Which, again, it's not his fault he's hurt. I'm not blaming him for that. I'm just saying we need to stop this inane storyline that players, they bet on themselves, and they're winning halfway through the season. He heads into the offseason with 2 relatively poor seasons of quarterback play. 2 seasons where he missed 5 games each time out. And we heard from him, unquote, quote unquote, heard from him, he wants a guaranteed contract. He's not getting a guaranteed contract. He wanted Deshaun Watson money guaranteed. No freaking way on earth is that happening. So I will be fascinated to see who the guy who bet on himself does. Does he end up signing a 1-year deal? Does he get the franchise tag? Does he get released? Does someone come in and make a trade for him? I'll be fascinated to see what happens because betting on himself, utter failure, and there's no possible way he's going to get the contract today that the Ravens offered him 6 months ago.
Ray, I was just looking it up. The contract offer that reportedly was turned down, this is according to ESPN, was $250 million with a $133 guarantee. And of course, he wanted a guarantee in the $200 millions, like you said, but like Deshaun Watson. So that was, I think it was like a 5-6 year deal, whatever it was, $250 million, $133. Do you think he doesn't get that?
I don't think there's.
He may not get the 2, but 133 guaranteed. Do you think he doesn't get that?
What? And we've talked about this a lot, you and I. He's played 5 years. He has not grown as a quarterback. He gets by mostly on game planning and athleticism. You have to run an offense for him. No matter what team he plays for the rest of his career, the offense has to be run for him. Can't do it the way 25 other teams do it. Won't work. So you have to be committed as an organization to this plan. And you also have to understand that if he just wakes up one day and his athleticism is gone, you got nothing. Mm-hmm. He can't sit back in a pocket and pick a defense apart. It's never going to happen, ever. So once he loses the dynamic nature of his physicality, and again, he's missed 5 games 2 years in a row, okay? Once he starts to lose that, he's not even an average NFL quarterback. If I'm an organization, I'm not giving him 5-6 years. Why? Mm-hmm. You've said it before. How many quarterbacks have played this style of football at the NFL for 10 years and been successful at it? It's never happened. So I don't think there's any chance in hell he gets that amount of money. Even with the context of the salaries going up, salary cap going up, I'd be shocked, Kyle.
I wouldn't be. Wow. And I agree with you. Everything you said, Ray, if me and you were NFL owners, I wouldn't do it. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't, you wouldn't. But I think there are NFL owners who will. And here's the thing. He may not even reach the market. Mm-hmm. We could have a contract signed with Baltimore. Sure. That's one possibility. Franchise tag is another possibility. And the third is, he goes into free agency. We talked yesterday, maybe it was 2 days ago, about, we've got 8 teams at least in the NFL that want to get a quarterback. Hell, even the Jets came out yesterday and said, we're willing to spend on a QB. Ray, if Lamar Jackson hit the market, I bet the Jets would push hard for Lamar Jackson. And again, I'm not saying they should. Understand, this is not me saying that. I'm saying what I think will happen. These teams will. And I think he actually would, if he got to the market, get maybe, believe it or not, even a little more than the 133 guaranteed. If the Ravens sign him to a contract, I don't think it's going to be much different than the 133 he turned down. I'm talking guaranteed money. And then the other part, so I think if he gets to the market, Ray, yeah, you're right. He didn't have the Judge win. Judge increased his money. I don't think Lamar Jackson's going to really do that in terms of the overall picture. Like, he won, and wow, look, now he's the highest paid QB with the highest paid guarantee ever because he had an MVP year. He didn't do that. Aaron Judge did. Lamar Jackson didn't come close to that. You mentioned the injuries. That's a big part of it. But here's the other part. And Ray, yesterday he comes out and says, Lamar Jackson comes out. This is not the team. Lamar Jackson comes out and says, "Oh, I still have inflammation. The knees, what do you say, unstable or not 100%, whatever." Ray, when I see the player do that, and we've talked about the rumblings and the reporting that's been going on the last 4 or 5 weeks, and I think a lot of people wondered, hey, I thought this was a 2-week injury, and now we're into week 5, week 6, whatever it is. Now you've got the playoffs, Ray. This is when players become men and they fight through injuries and they win games. And it looks like this guy's going to miss the game. Ray, when I saw him tweeting, "Hey, I'm not right. I'm not," you didn't see the Ravens saying that. There's Lamar Jackson taking it in his hands. I thought to myself, he's long gone from this team, or we are getting set for a big holdout next year with Lamar Jackson. And if he gets that franchise tag, Ray, I bet he ain't signing it. I don't think this relationship is very good right now between him and the team. Now, he doesn't have many options if he's franchise tag. You either sign it or you get fined. Those are kind of your options. So, Ray, I think this is going to be something all summer, because I think if I had to choose which of the 3 scenarios develop, new contract with the Ravens, new contract with a new team, our franchise tag, it's going to be franchise tag. I think that's what's going to happen here. And if that happens, I think holdout is the next step there. And that becomes something that drags into camp. I really feel at this moment, and I don't, that's just gut feeling when I saw that tweet. This is a guy saying, "Hey man, the team isn't telling you the truth. The team's pressuring me to get back on the field. I'm just telling you, I'm hurt. I can't be on the field." That's what I really felt when I saw that tweet from Lamar Jackson. And plus the fact we've gone like 5-6 weeks and it just keeps dragging on and on and on. I'm not going to call him a quitter. I'm not going to say he's trying to make a statement. I'm just saying that's what my gut told me, Ray. It's totally unfair. I have no facts here. We are here to make opinions. We're here to throw out ideas and talk about stuff to get you thinking. And Ray, that's what I thought when I saw it with Lamar Jackson yesterday.
Yeah, and I mean, when is the last time that can you ever recall a player doing that? Like, and I also bring in, Harbaugh's asked about this every week, and he's dismissive of the question. He won't even answer the question. And I understand, coaches don't want to give things away. I get that. But the tone and the way he's answering the questions makes it seem like, to me, that what you're saying has a lot of validity to it. It seems like I just don't want to deal with it. Next question. And players don't come out and do this. They only come out and do this when they feel, as you pointed out, that they're getting unfairly smashed in the public perception.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm sure, wanted the team to come out and say this. The team didn't come out and say this. So he said it himself. This never happens. Never happens. Players have broken parts, torn. They never come out and say anything until February. Every year. Players never do this. Like, we had Leonard Fournette make the tweet about his foot being jacked up, and he immediately erased it when someone from the team said, "What the hell are you doing?" Right?
So the team said, "Shut up, dude."
yeah. And so he immediately took it down. So and again, I mean, it's one of those scenarios that we'll see how it plays out. I don't know how it's going to play out, but I think your read without the facts is one I would support, because it makes the most sense, and it could get extremely ugly. Because, again, there's so many things going on here. The Ravens have to make a decision. They can't wait on Lamar Jackson if there's this back and forth. Because, again, their offense is different with him or another quarterback. Greg Roman might be gone, their offensive coordinator. Are they bringing an offensive coordinator to work with Lamar Jackson? Are they bringing an offensive coordinator in to work with Derek Carr? Like, they're totally different things. So this is a pivotal moment for this franchise, because when on the field, he does dynamic things, but he's not on the field enough. And now there's ample questions about not just his stuff on the field.